From indie studio Shiro Games comes Wartales, a strategic and tactical mercenary sim RPG set in a medieval world that's both raw and realistic. While the game features a few scattered fantasy elements, it primarily focuses on delivering a true-to-life experience for players. At its core, Wartales offers real-time exploration and grid-based combat as the foundation of its gameplay. After over a year of early access, the game has finally been released in its full version on PC through Steam. The game's background story centers around a group of mercenaries led by the player who must navigate a dark and dangerous medieval world full of bandits, tombs and warring factions. The decisions made by the player will influence the story and relationships with cities and factions, making each playthrough unique. Before the adventure begins, the player must decide on the group's background, choosing between bandits, deserters, farmers, merchant guards and apprentices. This choice will determine the starting party's compositions and respective advantages and disadvantages. After selecting the starting group, the player can then customize the 4 initial mercenaries, choosing their names and traits. From there, the player is thrown into the game world, starting with the first region. Wartales offers an open-world experience with a structured progression through regions. After completing the main quest inside a continent, players can move on to the next, opening up new areas and quests to explore. The game is a mercenary simulator and an RPG, offering a deep experience with complex growth at the right place. Rangers, warriors of different types, and archers are the classes with which each mercenary appears on the battlefield. In addition to their class, each mercenary can choose a profession to practice, becoming miners, fishermen, thieves, blacksmiths, and more. At each level up, players can decide which characteristics of their mercenaries to improve and which skill tree to follow, offering various builds for each character. Mercenaries will develop random traits during the adventure and improve or worsen their relationship with other party members, adding to the game's depth and complexity. Finally, money, food, medicine, and repair tools are essential for keeping the mercenaries alive and motivated, creating a constant struggle for players as they navigate the dangerous medieval world. Wartales is a game that excels in explorations of its fantastic and inspired world. With each new discovery of points of interest, the players will earn knowledge points that can be invested in different categories to unlock new crafting recipes, strategic advantages, and much more. As the players' group accumulates wealth, they can invest in purchasing mules that increase the capacity of their inventory and the speed of exploration. Then there's the exploration of tombs, which I found particularly special, well structured and intriguing, but I leave the thrill of discovery to you. Within the game world, the player will find various points of interest such as fishing lakes to be entrusted to the appropriate profession, or mines where they can gather precious materials for forging weapons, armor and accessories among other things. Wide expanses will alternate with forested and snowy areas, creating a perfect fusion between the player and the game world. During exploration and combat, players' group will consume stamina, which can be replenished through camping. This feature offers a variety of activities that are unlocked as the adventure progresses. With the workshop table, players can utilize their trusted soldiers' professions to access new functions and infrastructures to perform increasingly complex tasks. For example, players can use the cauldron to cook more complex dishes or the strategic table to choose bonuses for combat. The combat system, while presenting classic mechanics and battles that take place on square-grid maps, optimizes all these features by offering highly strategic combat where every move must be carefully considered. First of all, it's important to note that turns are taken by teams. When it's our turn, we can freely decide which unit to use from those available for that turn. Another fundamental element is engagement. Every time a unit faces an enemy, they will engage them, unleashing an opportunity attack in case one of the two units disengages. Then there are valor points, spent to use each mercenary's special abilities. These points are recovered when the group rests, during exploration, or by using passive abilities acquired through level ups during combat. Each class has its own strengths in battle, and a well-balanced party can take advantage of cross-class abilities to create devastating attacks. Another exciting element is the ability to capture the beasts encountered on the battlefield and then use them as allies. Each beast will have his own level up and skill tree, and by developing one of the mercenaries correctly, the player can optimize the use of beasts during battles. The same applies to human enemies. There will be a chance to capture them and hand them over to local prisons in exchange for money. In Wartales, players can choose between 3 difficulty levels for combat and survival, allowing for a customizable gaming experience. Even on normal difficulty, the game proves to be a challenge, with a noticeable increase in difficulty in the second scenario. Players will face enemies 2 levels higher than their own, equipped with advanced tactics and skills, and making battles much more unpredictable. Wartales' growth system is called Paths, which allows players to accumulate points in 4 categories. Each category is dedicated to a specific approach that the player can maintain throughout the adventure. Players who opt for a less regular approach will develop the Crimes and Chaos path and be rewarded with points for activities such as stealing and assaulting merchants. Once a certain number of points is acquired, the player can level up and spend a point to obtain a bonus related to that category, unlock traits and additional elements. Wartales is an engaging and rewarding strategic RPG that offers a unique mix of simulation, strategy and RPG gameplay. The progression system is complex but accessible, making it enjoyable for both hardcore and casual gamers alike. The game's graphic and audio components are of the highest level, contributing to an immersive and pleasant gaming experience. With all of these features, it's no surprise that Wartales has the potential to become one of the best strategic RPGs in recent years. This video ends here. Let us know what you think about Wartales in the comments below. Remember to hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel and also consider supporting us through all our pages. Wish you the best. Ciao!